everybody, and welcome to our series, Quite Frankly, and where we feature experts from various walks of life. Today, we are going to be discussing mental health. According to the World Health Organization, mental health is a state of well being in which an individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively, and is able to make a contribution to the community. And to discuss with us this very important and very delicate topic, we have today with us Miss Sakshi Mandhyan. Sakshi, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Shweta. It's my pleasure to be sharing this platform with you.
Sakshi is an established psychologist, happiness coach, wellness and leadership expert, and has been a keynote speaker in various organizations. And she works, it's been more than a decade of experience where she's been working with various Fortune 500 companies as well. She's the founder of Mandhyan Care, a positive mental health initiative. I've known Sakshi for almost 3.5 years now, 3 years plus, Sakshi. Yeah, and we've met at two cities, multiple cafes, so I can also vouch that she's a foodie. Um, so that's another interesting thing about Sakshi. Sakshi, jumping right into the topic. After this lockdown, we've seen a lot of posts on social media, people talking about mental health. What I want to understand from you is, are we seeing a rise in mental health issues, or are we seeing a rise in people seeking help now?
I think it's the combination of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Awareness is spreading, and people are acknowledging the fact that there is an issue. So once you have awareness, you are able to recognize the issues that you're going through, and then you go and seek help. So identifying what you're going through happens only when you are able to have awareness around it, right? That's the point, that both of them are happening simultaneously these days. And yes, as far as rise in mental health issues are concerned, definitely there is rise. You might have seen WHO report, you might have seen researches online, and there is a spike in the mental health issue in current time.
So, how important is it to talk to a professional? Because I've seen various posts on social media saying, I'm available, talk to me. How important is it to talk to a professional?
See, it's important. It's more than important. It's structured and reliable. When you're talking to an expert, it is reliable because you know the source of advice is coming from the right place. Now, it's important to have a good support system as well. We are not just saying that you should directly go and talk to an expert, but yes, when you talk to an expert, a pro in the field, you resolve your problems, you resolve your issues quickly. So, for example, if someone has been going through difficulties in his job, um, he has not been able to get the promotion that he was expecting. He's getting problems in bonding well with the colleagues. Now there is one way that you talk to your friends and family members about it. There you're able to vent out. You're
Right.
able to vent out, and you feel that there is a support system that I have. There are people who are with me, so they are there for your strength, they are there for your motivation, they're there for you to instill hope in you that things will be better. But then definitely to overcome the issues, if you seek experts guidance, you're able to see the situation neutrally and in a very objective and non-judgmental manner. Whereas when your emotions are vested in the problem, certainly you are unable to see the situation with more clarity. And that's one thing that even we psychologists have as a rule in our profession, where we do not counsel our family members and friends because our emotions are vested there. We can't see things objectively and in an unbiased manner. So that's how seeking experts help will be more efficient. They will be able to resolve the problems quickly, and simultaneously it will be more objective and neutral in the approach.
So, who should they talk to? Because we see psychologists, we see people with some diplomas, we see psychiatrists. Who should we talk to, and in what order?
See, whenever you recognize that you have an issue, the first thing that you do is you consult a psychologist. Now, when you are visiting a psychologist, you're not going there for medication, you are going there for talking therapies, you're going there to understand your issues and curing them through therapies. We visit a psychiatrist when there is intensity of problem. You know, the intensity of the problem is high, and we know that there is requirement of medication simultaneously along with
Right.
the therapy.
Right.
So what you do is, once your psychologist advises you that, the depression that you're going through or the anxiety issue that you're going through, it is more clinical in nature and you need medication for it, then you visit a psychiatrist and take the medicine simultaneously with your therapy session. And if the problem is mild and it is at the very starting stage, then they need not take medicines. They can just use therapies and they can be helped with. Now, as far as the educational part is concerned, that whether they should visit a coach or they should visit a psychologist, the idea is a psychologist has master's degree minimum, right? So they do their graduation in psychology, they do their masters in psychology, and then MPhil and PhD. So a master's is a must for a psychologist. So if someone is visiting, they should ensure that the psychologist is at least masters in psychology.
Yeah,
And for
thanks.
psychiatrists,
Yeah.
we know that they are MD in psychiatry. They do their MBBS and then they do their specialization in psychiatry.
Right. Thanks for clarifying that, Sakshi, because we see so many people suddenly self-renowned experts, so to speak, without any degrees, with just either some certification or something. So this was one of the most important questions that I wanted to ask you, actually. In your experience, what are the top 5 reasons for stress?
See, if you understand the signs and symptoms of stress, they are basically put into 4 categories. There are bodily symptoms or somatic symptoms, there are cognitive symptoms or mind related symptoms, there are emotional symptoms, and there are behavioral symptoms. So we have to understand the different segments of symptoms. Not everybody will have all the symptoms. They might have 5 symptoms or 6 symptoms in them, and that is when they recognize that there is problem and they visit. So some major symptoms that they can see in physical aspect would be, lack of sleep or too much of sleep, disturbance in the sleeping pattern, disturbance in the appetite. So you either eat too much or eat too less, fatigue and getting tired very easily, aches and pains in body, palpitation, sweating, so butterflies in the stomach. So all these issues would be the physical symptoms, and you know that there is some problem happening in me because stress directly manifests in your body. So these are the bodily symptoms that they may experience. The cognitive symptoms would be a lot of overthinking happening in the mind, concentration related issues. You can't focus properly. Either you are forgetting things way too much, or you are unable to, um, remember things. Also, if you remember way too much, so that you start holding grudges. So too much of remembering, too much of forgetting, unable to concentrate, pay attention, ruminating over things, constantly thinking about the same thing again and again and again. So that
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
another sign cognitively that you will get, or mentally you will get, that will tell you that there is some problem. Emotionally, you would see that people will show mood instability, crying bouts, getting angry quickly, getting irritated, being short tempered, um, isolating themselves, not wanting to talk to people. So these would be emotional symptoms that people may notice. Um, Behaviorally, they would see that there would be low motivation to do anything. Zeal would be less. They would see that they would want to escape from the situation. Avoidance. Escapism and avoidance would be another thing that they would see, that they would want to run away from the situation. Um, the next thing would be that there would be increase in alcohol intake, tobacco intake, abuse of drugs, um, coffee intake is high. If you see that you're taking more than usual cup of coffee, or you're drinking more than usual, you know that there is some problem, and this is where your problem is being manifested in your behavior. So these are the 4 parameters, and under which there are different symptoms that people will see in them.
Why are people stressed out? What are the big reasons? If I were to ask you top two or top three reasons for stress in a person, what are these? Are these relationships? Is it money? What is it?
So if you see individuals and even mental health guideline, you will understand that mental health is basically psychological, social, emotional, physical well-being, and financial well-being. So anybody who goes through maybe social related issues, society related issues, where relationships are concerned, they're unable to gel well with people, they're unable to connect with people. So that is one major issue. The other issue is when they're unhappy with themselves internally. That's a major issue. People feel low in confidence, low in self-esteem, mood swings, anger related issues, insecurities. So those are the personal issues that people primarily face. um, Other than that, there is a lot of insecurity related to finances which cause stress in people. So money related issues, stability, expectations. So these are the general problems that you would see people going through. Students have their own expectation related issues. So expectation is something that you would see people usually getting conflicts in.
So tell me,
So yeah.
what is the impact of physical health on mental wellness?
See, your mind and body are part of you. They both are interconnected, right? So physical health is essential for your mental well-being, and same goes for mental well-being. They both can't operate in vacuum. They are interdependent. They are interrelated. So if you are not physically healthy, it will bother you. So, for example, if you get constant fever, if you get hypertension related issues, you would see that thyroid, diabetes, all of these which manifest in your body, they are stress related issues. So physical health and mental well-being, both are interrelated and they both are equally important. One cannot exist without the other, right? So important is to have a balance of the two. Just like you take care of your physical well-being, where you work out, where you visit doctor once in a while, you do similar thing for your mind. There are mental health workouts too, which you can do for strengthening yourself mentally. And then you can go to a psychologist to get just a mental health awareness test done for yourself, so that you know where you stand today, whether you are healthy or not. So preventive checkups are something that would definitely balance the two, physical and mental well-being.
Okay. What is the impact of financial health on mental wellness?
In today's time, a lot. If you see, especially during the times that we are in, the uncertain times where a lot of people have lost their job or their salary cut, and a lot of people are not getting paid, but they are there, they are with the organization, but they're not getting paid right now. So money is important to meet your needs, right? And if you're unable to have that sense of security financially, it will bring you a lot of stress. So all the essential needs are met through money. So if you need food, you need money. If you want to take care of your health, you want to visit a doctor, you need money. If you want to send your kids for higher education, you need money. If you want to have a healthy lifestyle, you want to go to a gym, you need money. So for everything, you need money. And if you don't have a healthy, and stable financial background, it will certainly impact you because your expectations are not being fulfilled. So it is really important. The idea is that people should assess both their financial stability, the source of income, and simultaneously they should realistically evaluate their expectations so that their financial source of stability and their expectation are being met. It shouldn't be that you are earning a particular amount but your expectation is more than that. Now the gap between the expectation and financial status that you have will create a lot of stress. So हिंदी में एक कहावत है, जितनी चादर हो उतना पैर फैलाना चाहिए. So that is really apt for the mental well-being as well. So जितना है उसमें कैसे हम अपने resources को manage कर पाएं, वो बहुत जरूरी होता है अपने mental health को भी stable रखने में.
Right. What percentage of your clients or the people that you talk to have financial uh, worries as a cause of stress?
They do, like in some way or the other, everybody whom I speak with, they do talk about their expectations and their needs, which are indirectly related to money. So for example, even when they're talking about relationship, you know um, when if you keep on digging down, you
Deep,
would see
yeah.
that there is some issue related to financial well-being as well. So I won't say that everybody has financial issues, but yes, a lot of them have this part playing role in their mental health as well.
Sure, fair enough.
And if you acknowledge it, if you manage your finances better, half of your battle is won there as well, if you know that this is your issue.
Right, right. What is the role of friends and family in mental well-being of a person?
They have cardinal role. They have cardinal role. Imagine a life without people around you. What would be the purpose of you being there? If you see our books where we were labeled as social animals. Human beings are social animals. They can't uh, live in vacuum. They can't live without people. It tells you how important connectedness is for us, how relevant it is. The only thing is we forget it. We know that it is important, but we forget it, or we are unable to apply it in our day-to-day routine because of the hustle that we are in, because of the responsibilities that we have. So the idea is, we take a pause and we ask ourselves that when I'm running for something, be it my career goal, be it money, be it my desires and expectations, uh, why am I doing it? What will I get out of it? What if I don't have people with me? Will I be happy? So yeah, friends and family, very important. I think the best treasure that you can have. And so the point is, you invest a lot in your relationships, because when you will have good times, you would want to share it with people. When you'll have bad times, you would want to share it with people. And if you don't have people around you, it will put a question to your existence. And trust me, in this time of uncertainty, most of the people who have come to me, they have issues related to relationships, loneliness is a a primary thing that a person would face in today's time, where especially people who are staying alone. So loneliness is something that is disturbing people. When you feel lonely inside, when you feel lonely with people also around you, so the idea is build connections, talk, communicate. Communication is something that would build the relationships.
What's the role of employers in a person's well-being? Because we spend so much of our time at work, right?
Yeah. uh, so see, if you're spending 8 to 10 hours in your office, um, employer would definitely play a role in your happiness, in your well-being. So they do, but the idea is not just them, because they will definitely provide you with as much facilities as they can, but uh, the responsibilities lies with you, how you are taking care of yourself. So yes, if we talk about employers, they definitely play an important role in our life. If we get facilities from our employers, they support us with our issues, they give us that benefit of doubt, we are able to sail through the situation better. So definitely they do play a vital role.
While being non-judgmental and while it all being confidential, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, especially if you have office related issues, if you have problems happening in your organization, trust your employer and talk to him. The leader that you have, manager you have. See, nobody lives without a problem. Everybody has some or the other problem in his or her life. It's only we who get conscious that, oh my God, if I share my problem, what will happen? Will he judge me? Will I not get promotion? Will he think that, I'm not good enough? The idea is, if you will talk, you will build better connection. We are not saying that, go and say everything. When we say talk it out, it means communicate in a manner that the person is able to understand that you're not in a good state. and they can offer you support. When I say support, it doesn't mean they start counseling you. It just means they give you some space, some time off. They don't expect you to perform better at that point in time. So for example, if you're feeling disturbed with your personal life, if you tell your leader that, I am going through something in my personal life, and it's really difficult for me to perform as good as I used to perform earlier. He would understand that, you need some time off, because of course he is also aware of this fact that there are problems in everybody's life. So you bring him to the same page when you are sharing this. Uh, Not, again, the idea is not to share the entire problem. When you have to talk about your problems in details, it's better to talk to an expert than to talk to people around you, because they can give you support. They can say, I'm with you. But to resolve it from the root level, to move on in a healthier manner, it's better to talk to an expert for long term fix of the problem.
Right. Thanks so much, Sakshi. There's so much that I've learned today, and I'm sure everybody who's seeing our video is also now conscious where and how they can seek help. Of course, Sakshi is available as well. Her details are shared in our bio. Sakshi runs Mandhyan Care, so you can get in touch with her in case you have any issues or concerns. And Sakshi is based in Gurgaon, but of course, with technology today, we are able to reach out to people anywhere in the world. So you can feel free to reach out in case you have any issues. Thank you so much, Sakshi, for being with us and for doing this with us.
Thank you, Shweta. It's really amazing to interact with you always. Every time we talk, it's so much full of positivity and energy. I really enjoyed interacting with you. Thank you.